Okay, well, I'll say it from the get-go that I'm doing this as much for me as I am for you, because I really want to think through and clear my mind. And this will be my own therapy session, but hopefully you get something out of it too. Feel free to put this on like twice speed if you like, because there'll probably be a lot of umming and erring and thinking and all that, because what I've deliberately done, I've been playing games with myself lately, and so like one thing is that I don't look at the futures overnight like I used to. I just don't want to be distracted by it. I want to try to enter the day with a fresh head. And today I'm recording this, what is it? It's Wednesday night about 7 p.m. So the market closed 6 hours ago. And lately things have been going very, very well, which scares me very, very, very badly. I've had too many times when things seem sensational, like all holy hell blows up. So I try to just take a deep breath and take a big, big step back and examine things with as clear eyes as I'm capable. And so I wanted to go through this unpracticed. So I can look at these charts freshly and I can just give my reactions for your sake and mine about where things stand, because I'll just say two broad things at the outset. One, I certainly do not think that we've seen the lows for 2023. For goodness sake, we're not even 75% of the way through the year yet. So let's not put a bow on it quite yet. I would also say that the big question looming before us, like right this second, is, bounce and how big, which is always the question when things have fallen nicely for a while. So with that in mind, let's proceed. These are the 28 indexes that I have in my watch list, and we'll just go through my alphabetical order. There are one or two that actually lag a day and they're updating, so I'll probably just skip past those, but on the whole, these are updated through today. So with the All World Index, and I bet we're going to see this theme a lot, the cleanest, easiest, nicest outcome would be a strong rally back to that pink tent right there. Kind of undoing what happened on Tuesday, I guess. So that would be a very clean setup. It would make a lot of sense. It would shake off some of the oversold nature of this market. So I say again, I haven't looked at these indexes yet today, but I've got a feeling we're going to see that phenomena more than once. Here is the Dow Composite, and this is one of those that lags a day. I'll peek anyway. This does not have today's bar, but as you can see, importantly, we actually broke below the channel. We got back into this channel, and it goes without saying that this bullish setup is long since demolished. I mean, this got spoiled in the middle of August and has never looked back. But even without the benefit of today's bar, you can see things were very heavily sold off, and a bounce back to that purple line would ease things somewhat. NASDAQ Composite, in this instance, it's not out of the question that we just plain fall. It's possible. I don't think that there's enough strength to rally back to the price gap. And the fact that we've had yet another lower low, this is basically the lowest we've been since like the end of May, incredibly. This completes this pattern. So everything above that blue line seems to be a quite clean topping pattern with precious little holding it up. So don't put this whole, we're going to bounce now in the thing in the Bible. We may just plain fall. And as I understand it, there's a important GDP report coming out in the morning that might influence things. But everyone's always waiting for like the bounce, are we oversold, relief rally, et cetera, and they've been saying that every day, and it hasn't come yet, because from this perspective, we've basically been falling most of the month, and with some rather, with 2 days in particular, here and here, being real clobberonis. We've seen this already. That's the composite. U.S. finance. This is sort of a watered down version of the all world index. What I mean by that is it's a even weaker. The shape is rather similar, but it's just very, very frail and tepid. And you can see persistently here just boom, 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 which is why it feels like the world's kind of falling apart. And it feels like it's been a long time since there's been a rally, because in a market like this, even if you go 6 days without a rally, it seems like there's never been a green tick ever. This seems heavily oversold here and quite prone to some strength. Dow Jones large cap, it's a carbon copy of the all world index. We can move on. Hang Seng, don't care. Gold bugs, don't really care. The Indu, I just peek at it. It's basically been represented by the composite. You can see here that we have broken for the first time since the COVID crash low, the trend line, which is pretty extraordinary. So this is actually kind of useful, because what it suggests is a rally back toward the highs of Tuesday would be just about right, maybe even a skosh higher. Let's just say tomorrow we rally strongly and get up to, what would it be, like 33.9? That would smell about right. That would be pretty good. So I'll just put it out there. The notion of a rally Thursday and a hard tumble on Friday, cutting below Wednesday's lows. And I say all that, I feel a little bit dumb. Confession time. I've entered a small QQQ put position that expires on Friday. I strongly suspect I'll regret it the moment we open tomorrow, and I'll predict the future. I will probably close it at a loss, and then Friday it'll, the NASDAQ will fall to pieces. So there's my little shoot myself in the foot prediction again. Betcha, betcha, betcha. NASDAQ, the Nikkei, who cares? Some people do, I don't. Here's the NASDAQ 100. This is a puzzler, because there is the Fibonacci, and we're just kind of tinkling around right here. We got the lowest we've been since early June, but if for some crazy reason it rallies, we'll just put up here as a prospective. Actually, I'm going to recycle something. This line has outlived its usefulness. We'll just recycle this fella. Save the planet, right? We're going to reduce, reuse, recycle. So we'll just put that right there. That is the highest I can contemplate seeing this thing go. S&P 100, probably nothing to write home about. Well, this kind of speaks to the notion of a rally again, because check this out. Look at this line. That's support. We got amazingly close to it, and check out the hammer. Looks like a rally in the works to me. And let's put this down here, this price gap, as a marker. It's also kind of nice to do these videos like this, just because you might say, oh, that's how I do that in slope charts. So get a little tip as you're going. So yeah, I'm beginning to really worry about those cube puts. All right, the Russell 2000. This one is in no man's land. On the one hand, it's very strong resistance here at the price gap. On the other hand, it doesn't have really strong support to the Fibonacci. We're kind of in the middle right there, but at least we know what we're working with. So this is kind of the range that we're in the middle of right now. Which is why, I watch these things, and the Russell seems to really struggle. Like it's up big, it's down big, it's up big, it's down big. It's really like a tug of war. All right, here's the SOX. Now, I'm not talking my book, honestly, but I must say, yes, this is my biggest position, and this looks far and away the cleanest bearish pattern, like jumping up and down most bearish. So that kind of flies in the face of my discomfort, thinking that we're going to rally tomorrow. I'll just put it out there. If we push into this pink zone, I will be so sad, because that will really start to spoil this pattern. It won't necessarily mean it's completely ruined, but it is pristine right now. Super clean. We do not want to see it push into the pink, as it were. That would be bad. Not calamitous, but bad and disappointing. Here's the S&P 500. This probably is the neatest illustration of the notion of short-term rally, medium-term plunge. Because yes, indeed, we could push back to this Fibonacci. And we are right, just dead nuts on at that trend line right now. We've broken the trend line, but we're right at it right now, clinging like a magnet. So prospective move would be a push up to that red line, the Fibonacci, and then between, the next several days following, and have a chance to get down to here. So next week might be able to put a bow on this whole thing. Now I'm at 11 minutes now. I don't know if YouTube's going to cut me off or not, but that's probably old school. I don't think it does that anymore. But we'll just keep pushing forward here. Still not really going. I'm almost done. Transports, looking like a possible bounce there. Now the utilities, this is another nerve-wracking thing for me. I did a premium post late on the trading day Wednesday to basically say I've sold my position. I've taken profits, which is semi-rational. My main logic behind it was that it was my only 2023 expiration. They expire at the end of October, and I don't like that. I like stuff way in the future. It is entirely possible that this thing keeps falling, and I will be kicking myself all over the football field, because there is plenty of room left to go on this. So had these been January puts, I probably would have at least held on to some of them. But I'm absolutely out. And if XLU falls to pieces tomorrow, you will be hearing about that. So we'll see. It has had it was dicking around, and finally on Tuesday and Wednesday it really started rocking and rolling. So anyway, I am out, and as with most things, I'll probably regret it mightily. But if by chance it does rally, I would love to get back in with some longer dated puts. Here's the VIX, which also kind of suggests that maybe that's enough selling for the time being, because it's sort of gotten up to this. We've been, ever since mid-March, we've pretty much never cracked 20. It gets up there and then it gets repelled. And so this is kind of, we've moved very quickly, because it was a 12 handle just days ago, back on the 15th. But we've basically added 33%, no, more than that, more like 50% plus to this in a very short amount of time. So that's probably going to back off. XCU don't care. Zax don't care really. Although it's surprising how high that is. I mean, this is right near lifetime highs, it seems, right? Yeah, that's kind of remarkable. What the hell? I don't know what's driving that. XBD, not particularly interesting. XMI, it's the major market index. This is kind of interesting. And so that's a nice clean break. And look at the red. Wow, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 red days in a row. Gracious me. But this is this would be nice to bounce back to that line before resuming. Yeah, it's smelling like a rally, folks. Boy, me and my Q puts, right? XOI, meh. And then we're into the index land at this point, which is just kind of more of the same. So I will wrap it up there, and thank you for sitting in the couch with me as we kind of did our psychotherapy together, looking at the market activity. No definitive answers here, but at least I hope my descriptions and musings help inform us both. Good night.